today's goals is to send better emails, how to improve your deliverability, how to improve your open rates, how to improve your click rate, how to send better emails to your audience. We'll cover deliverability, list engagement, open rate, click rate, and how to measure things as well. I have a checklist all here ready for you with precise examples. Let's get started on the very first thing that we should all be checking here, which is the deliverability of your emails. Make sure that your emails are actually being sent correctly and not falling into spam. For this, there are very precise checklists. This is a science. This is not something that you can get right sometime. This is something super precise. You can measure exactly how much you're going into spam and why. You can identify the causes as well. So if that happens, it's fine. Again, it's a science. You can fix it. You can find the reasons. You can understand why, and you can fix it. Here are some of the best practices that I found so far over the years when it comes to deliverability. If you do those correctly, you're, I'm going to say, safer than most companies are. Protect your forms. Make sure that you can only get regular sign-up, true sign-ups from people who are interested towards what you want to say and your content. Implement double opt-in if you can as well. This one makes a huge difference already. Get the basic straight. Get the right domain name, authenticate it correctly towards email sending as well with the right CNAME, SPF, TKM, DMARC, BME records. If that's Chinese for you, then it's fine. You should probably have someone around you that knows what it means. Just make sure that those are set up correctly. And that goes a long way to making sure that your emails can reach your leads inboxes. This one is particularly interesting. So I'm going to put this one in green because this one has a huge impact and is sometimes overlooked. It's when you're sending, I don't know, 10,000, 100,000, 50,000, whatever. When you're sending a newsletter, when you're sending a big email to a lot of people, try to not send all those emails at the same time, but batch them over several hours. This has several benefits for you. The first one is if you spot a mistake, of course, you can then stop the sending, change the mistake, and continue on sending the email correctly. That's the first one. The second one is actually sending emails in batches is something that is regarded by the ESPs, by the Google, Microsoft, Yahoo's as a positive signal because the spammy way of doing things is to send as many emails as you can during a very specific time frame or in a very limited amount of time. That's how spammers are actually sending emails. They're sending as much as they can with the tools that they do have. If you're looking to send an email and you actually can send it over 6 hours, a day, 2 days, 3 days even, do it this way, and it's going to drastically change your deliverability and decrease your spam rate all the way. Inboxes are looking towards senders that are sending emails in batches and regularly over time rather than seeing a big spike, which can be unexpected from them. And then if on a big spike, you get a lot of spam reports, then it's something that you'll need to fix afterwards. So this one, I'm putting it in green because it's an overlooked advice, but it's a super important one. The more email you send, the more slowly you should increase the sending volume. Here as well, emails sending, again, in that area is also, I'm going to say this way, a science. When you're sending emails, you cannot expect, again, Google, Yahoo's, and the major inboxes to just, they're going to behave better towards your domain name if they know what to expect from you. If you're sending one newsletter every single week to 10,000-ish people, and this newsletter is sending across a whole day, every Sunday, for instance, then they learn that that's the regular way on your domain to actually send the emails, and you're going to have much more better results if you continue on the same pattern of sending emails and you keep repeating this pattern that's been working for you. The more you stick to the pattern that you have, the better. So if you're looking, let's say for BFCM, for instance, you're looking to actually send much more emails during a very specific period because it's a promotional period or you have something to announce or whatever, you cannot just go for a spike during that specific day. You need to prep to warm up your domain name to make sure that you can get the inboxes providers to know that your domain is actually sending more and more emails over time. And the more email you send, here we go, the more slowly you should increase sending volume. Those two advices, those two best practices here go hand in hand. They go in pair. Then, of course, those two ones are the basic ones, but it goes without saying. It's better for me to say them during a Send Better Email webinar. Make it easy to unsubscribe for your readers. Make it easy for them as well to change preferences. Something that I've seen super useful as well is allowing your audience to also pause emails if they'd like to, as an option. Pause 3 weeks, pause 2 weeks, instead of just unsubscribing altogether. It's a cool addition. It's a cool way of offering a different choice to your subscribers as well. And then, of course, use a domain name here and use a subdomain to send email. Never use your main domain only. The main reason is if you're running into issues, spam issues, or any kind of security DNS issue, you don't want your website to have an effect on your email or your email to have an effect on your website. So you want to keep things separate. Second best option is brand.espdomain.co, which will work correctly as well. So that's for deliverability, the 5 main advices that we've seen here. Again, usually if you're doing everything okay and you're just looking to increase your deliverability and make sure that your emails are receiving, are better delivered and better considered by the main inbox providers, this one is probably the best advice that you should try next if you're already doing everything there. Then let's go for list engagement. Here, there are 2 main things that I'd like to highlight. And this one, for me, the ones that matters the most. The first one is set a clear expectation when people are subscribing to your email list. Send a clear welcome emails, letting them know what they should expect from being on your email list. How many emails, what the topics that you're going to address. If you promised a discount code, now is the time to give it. Just set expectations. Then the next one is, and that's a very positive signal that, again, you can give to Gmail, Microsoft, Yahoo, and the others, ask for an engagement right from the first email. Ask a question, ask for a click. The engagement matters, and if all your new subscribers to your audience are sending a signal to Google, to Yahoo, to Microsoft, to their email provider that they're actually super interested into what you have to say because they've clicked or they've answered or they've forwarded or they've done something with your email, then you have much more chances to be delivered in the inbox and not even in the promotion tab of this specific subscriber for your next emails as well. Specifically because the very first email that you've sent him, the welcome one, there's been a lot of engagement as well. So this is one of the best practices that you can implement as well. If you're doing everything correctly and you're looking for further improvement, this is one of the best practices, one of the best ideas you've done correctly that can improve open rates by 10-15% on average, I've seen. Those two here go hand in hand. Again, it's pretty hard to do because you usually don't want to do it, but it's a best practice. And again, it will improve your open rate right away. Overall on your whole list, of course, but then on the ones that are a bit engaged as well, because you'll be better considered by the email networks too. It's to clean your email list, the people who are not opening your email since 6 months, a year, 2 years, just remove them altogether. Just don't try to send them any more emails as well. So of course, in your next campaign, your open rate will improve because you're getting the same amount of opens on average on a smaller base. But again, that was what I was saying. By doing this, you also send a message to the Google, Microsoft, Yahoo, to the inbox providers that on average, the percentage of persons interested about what you have to say on your email list is higher. And by sending this message, it overall improves your deliverability and your chances of getting a decent open rate because you'll land less in the promotions tab. for instance. So this is important for two reasons. The first one is you're probably paying for people who are not opening your emails and not even seeing them. So just remove them from your list or archive them if the tool that you're using allow you this option. You'll save money and you'll do more money as well by sending better emails. Before doing this, one of the best practices here is also to create a sunset flow. That is basically someone who hasn't opened your email for the last 11 months, then in the 12th month, just before you're going to archive, delete them, just before you're cleaning them, send them a sequence of emails saying, okay, looks like you haven't opened our emails for the last year. If you don't do anything, if you don't open this one, if you don't click there, if you don't answer to this specific email, then we're going to stop sending you emails. And that's a sunset flow. So create just a 2-3 email sequence here, trying to reactivate people who might not receive your emails anymore. Last thing that's going to help a lot on your open rate as well is to segment your list based on their engagement. That's something that's pretty solid. That's something that you should do as well. If you have a list of, the emails that you're sending to the people who already purchased something from you, or the people who already created an account or already added something to their cart versus the ones that never took any meaningful action on your website, those should be different segments. Of course, you can go further into the segments depending on the demographics that you've collected, etc. But those are the 3 basics that you should have: the people who already made a purchase, the people who had a meaningful action, and then the rest. And of course, the emails that you're going to send to those 3 different audiences are going to be different. But the best thing here is you're going to get 3 different open rates. One for the purchaser, one for the ones that took a meaningful action, and then for the rest. Usually you'll see that the people who made the purchase have a higher open rate than the one that never done anything. But it's going to, and here we go on the measure part, it's going to allow you to actually represent and improve each one of those segments individually. Maybe the people who made a purchase are opening your emails at 40%, and you want to move this figure to 42, 45%. That's your goal. Maybe the people who haven't taken any meaningful action are only opening your email at 10%. They should be at 20. So there's a big thing to manage here. So it will allow you to measure things differently, more precisely, and it will allow you to drive a better roadmap when it comes to your email marketing strategy. So those 3 segments are the one that you should absolutely have when you're sending any kind of email, because you'll get 3 completely different open rates, and you should try to optimize each one of them. Instead of saying, hey, I've sent this email and I received a 35% open rate, which is good, but within this 35%, you might have 65% from the purchaser, which is amazing, and 10% from the people who didn't take any meaningful action, which is not good at all. And you absolutely need actually to focus on this very specific segment. So doing this kind of segmentation will allow you to better understand what is behind your open rate. And actually, that's a perfect transition, because it's actually the very same thing for the click rate as well. Doing this kind of segmentation will allow you, very same thing, to have 3 different click rates and understand really how to optimize your click rate for each one of those segments. Of course, the people who made a purchase versus the people who haven't taken any meaningful action, they will not have the same click rate, that's for sure. But in order to improve the click rate of each one of those segments, you'll have to send different content as well. And that's only possible if you segment your list based on this engagement. Then again, here, open rate specifically, here are a list of best practices, things that you should absolutely take a look at. If you're not doing this, then you're going to have an issue. Avoid link shorteners and insecure HTTP links. Now, usually it's something that your tools is going to tell you just before you hit send. So just make sure to follow this through. Short and bold subject lines, avoid the common ones. I've seen this again and again and again. You should know which email your competitors are sending. Once you do this, then you're able to actually be more bold, take them as inspiration, but also learn how to differentiate yourself from your competition. You have one goal, it's to stand out in your audience inbox versus your competitors. Send from a person name. Again, if I'm sending emails weekly, Panoramata is going to perform less worse than Medi at Panoramata. So just make sure that you're sending from a person name. It just completely change your open rate. If you're still sending from a company's name, just add a first name and you'll see you're going to gain 10-15% as well here too. One quick way, also a quick learning to actually make sure that you can resend to improve your open rate is to resend to non-openers. It sounds obvious. Sometimes for very important emails, it's actually worth doing this. Once you're sending an email, 24 hours after, just before the next newsletter, just resend the very same email with a twist in the subject line, but the very same content to all the people who haven't opened the first one. They won't feel the difference. They won't remind that you've sent them something the day before that they haven't opened. They just skipped it already. And it's going to allow you to engage a few people who just, bad luck, missed your email that very first day. Good luck. They've actually seen it now and they're able to engage with what you have to say to them. So just make sure to resend to non-openers. That's a 3, 4, 5, 6, sometimes 10, but on average 5-6% of your audience that's going to receive your emails after each one that you're sending. So that's a huge improvement in your open rate, guaranteed. Perfect. And then make it personalized. Of course, once you do, if you do have and you do collect data on your audience, and that's something that you should do when you're sending emails, because that's data that you own. It's not Facebook's data. It's not any social network data. It's yours. It's your email list. It's your data. It's your CSV. It's your personal data that you collected on your audience. Use this data to either segment your list and or use this data to personalize your emails. It's going to make a lot of changes when it comes to either the open rate and the click rate. Now, for those both here, there are a few technical stuff that you should consider as well. The main one that I wanted to mention here for both the open rate and the click rate, but that's something that has to do with the inbox providers as well, is the email size. You want to make sure that your code, specifically for the click rate, I'm going to say it here, but you want to make sure that your email code is below 102 kilobytes. Below this, Gmail is going to clip your email. If you ever have seen like an email on Gmail that you're receiving and at the end of the email it's been clipped, it's because the code of the email itself was more than 102 kilobytes, and it makes it at risk for Gmail to just cut it and then optimize the size of the images as well. Before moving to the click rate and the measurements here, just want to do a quick detour on Panoramata, because everything that we've mentioned here so far, I'm going to take a few examples here of companies. The platform is here to help you track what your competitors are up to. So here, for instance, on this dashboard, I'm able to see each one of my competitors, these companies that I'm following, what they've done recently, which companies send the most email, publish the most ads, the main topics that they've addressed as well during their most recent marketing strategies. If I'm specifically interested in the emails, I can click here on the emails. I'm going to get a bit of data on which kind of emails they're sending and every single email as well they've been sending. Quickly, the platform can tell me which one of my competitors are sending the best emails, for instance. And I've seen here that it was the case for Onit was sending a lot of emails. Mori for Leo, which is an info opener, is sending a lot of good emails as well. Good sending behavior from Intelbelt. Just taking a few examples here and there from there. Cool. And you can see that on every single email that we do receive on the platform, interesting, we're actually scoring them in two different ways. We're scoring the spam score, which is, again, open rate, deliverability. This is the real world score of how likely is an email going to go to spam or not. If I need to, it's explained here as well. But basically, anything below 0 is safe. You're not going to go into the spam folder. Anything between 0 and 2 is okay. You're unlikely to go to spam. Between 2 and 5, you're likely to go to spam. Above 5, you're going to be in the spams folder 100% of the cases. The way it works, and we didn't invented this score, we use the same algorithm Google, Yahoo's, Microsoft's are using, Spam Assassin as well, is each time that an email is being sent, it's going to compare this email against thousands and thousands of criteria, of rules, and each time that it matches spam rule, the score is going to increase. Each time that it matches a non-spam rule, then the score is going to decrease. Best brands are getting -10. If you're above 5, you're going to be in the spam folder 100% of the cases. We've reviewed some of the rules earlier during the session, and you have some here as well. So here I was mentioning the email size, excluding images, just the size of the email code. And again, below 50 KB, you're perfect. If you're above 102, then you're at low risk of being clipped. And also here, for the click rate optimization, the email size, including the images. Here, it's way too heavy. The images takes a lot of time to load, and it's pretty much the same behavior as when you're looking at a landing page on your mobile phone. If it's taking a few seconds to load because the images are too slow to actually load, you're just going to skip and move to the next one. Pretty much the same thing with the emails. If you're opening an email and it takes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds to actually load 7, 8, if you have a big GIF that you haven't optimized, then you're just going to skip the email and move on to the next one. So it's super important to engage your audience what they've opened once they did open your email, to make sure that you can to make sure that you've optimized the size of your images. Also, quick thing on Panoramata, we can also help you detect the variation or the A/B tests that they're doing. So this is what you're seeing here on the platform. This is an A/B test there. And yeah, that's why. Okay, they have a huge GIF here. That's why the email is pretty heavy. This one, again, email size way better. There are a bit two more links here, but you can see that the email score, which is the second place score that we do focus on here. We've seen the spam score, which is the real world one. This one, we've invented it, and it takes into account 50 criteria. And for instance, every single one of these best practices here is taken into account into this score here. It's a email marketing optimization score, an email score, to help you measure this email, this company, how optimized are their emails. So you can see that this one by Zapier is actually pretty good. They have their authentication ready. The email size is pretty much okay. The subject line is good. The email size is perfect as well. And you can go on and on. 64% as an email score is perfect. Minus 0.2 is great as well. So you can see that Mint Velvet is sending great emails as well. And you can do so. You can see all of their emails here. Pretty much the same thing with Marie for Leo. It was, but it's also because the emails are pretty light. There are not a lot of images, and the code is simple as well. So those are great example, great emails too. Plain text emails are one of my favorite emails for any kind of companies, actually. So those are great emails sent as well. So just wanted to take a minute on the platform on Panoramata to share with you how the email score itself works, because the email score and the spam score is going to help you on Panoramata check both your email marketing performance and the one from your competitors, so you can improve yourself and compare yourself against the people you're competing with in the very same industry. That being said, back to the session and to the click rate optimization. Create better emails than your competitors. That's going to be the first one. At some point, when we do an audit of the email marketing strategy for a very specific company, and we're looking at this and we're trying to understand how we should improve and make things better for them, we just go and take a look at what the competitors are sending. And sometimes it's just funnier or more explained or has better visuals. It's just a bit better. And you should make sure to create better emails than your competitors to make sure that you can get better scores than them. And at the end of the day, pretty much the same thing with SEO. It comes down to content. You can optimize on the technical side of things as much as you'd like. Just make sure that you're sending the right stuff and the most useful, valuable content to to your audience as well. Once you do this, you can optimize on the technical side of things, but you need to make sure that you're sending a perfect content to them. Those ones are a bit more basics, but this one was important to say as well. But a clear CTA with the unique action to take above the mobile phone. So just make sure that even before people are scrolling on your email, they'll know what's the call to action, what they will need to do. You can have several CTAs if and only if it's the one unique action that they're leading to. Obvious and clear copywriting should be benefit driven, of course, and mobile optimized. It should be readable from 1 meter using your phone. That's actually quite important. One of the tests that I like to do is taking my phone, looking at an email, and putting my phone far away, and just trying to understand: do I manage to understand what this email is about just by scanning it without even reading it directly? That's a cool test that you can get on Panoramata as well. Here, you can just scan here and see, okay, is the text bold enough? Is the design clear enough for me so I don't have to concentrate to actually understand what this email is telling me? But it's clear right away what's the topic here. You can see that here it's the case. And on Panoramata, you have a few ways to test without the images, dark mode, accessibility, to just see if indeed the email is readable easily. So just make sure to optimize the click rate, that your email is mobile optimized and it should be readable just by scanning it. People should understand what it's about. Then the measure, we've talked a lot about the measure already, the different open rates on the different segments, same thing with the click rates as well. The main measurements that I wanted to insist on at the end of this session were the spam score. So that's basically the percentage of people who are reporting your emails as spam. This is a data that you can access. I'm going to repeat myself because it's not even a data that you can just access. It's a data that you should monitor. And it's not a data that usually your ESP is giving you. It's not something that Klaviyo or Orto, whatever you're using, is going to highlight to you right away. It's something that you can get on the Google network, for instance, quite directly using the Google Postmaster tools. The V2 is great. Go here, just Google Postmaster tools, V2. You just need to authenticate your domain name, and Google is going to tell you right away on any specific email domain that you're using to send emails, how many people exactly did report your emails as spam during any specific day. So if you have a newsletter that's been reporting more than the others and it's above this threshold, then you're going to see a big spike in your Google Postmaster tool graph. And usually, and that's what we see when we do, again, audits of email marketing strategies, then you'll see a huge spike of, 0.2% of people reported this email as spam. And then if you look at your scores, email marketing open rate, for instance, on your newsletters for the following weeks, you will see that you just took a hit on the Google network, and that you, from 35% on average open rate, you just lost 10 points and you're at 25%. And here, if at some point you have this spam issue and you've been above the spam threshold on any given network, you get back to the basics. You create a list that is much more engaged. You send an email specifically to those people. After a few weeks, when Gmail and Google sees that your emails are opened only by engaged people and you consistently have good open rates on a consistent sending pattern, it's going to improve once again. And that's the way to prevent this. The second thing to measure, of course, is to use Panoramata. There are plenty of ways. We've seen a bit here how to use Panoramata to just check the emails your competitors are sending, the scores, the optimization scores of the emails sent by your competitors, your emails as well. And of course, you can do much more. You can get access. I'm going to take jewelry brand here. You can access email marketing IDs on autopilot generated for you on Panoramata. You can also access reports. So this is a jewelry brand reports. I have access for all of those companies, all the emails that they've sent during the last 30 days or any period of time really. And I can see right away which company has sent the most email, which company has the best deliverability as well. I can see that those three are in trouble. Actually, any company above 0 is not doing great. This one is in a lot of trouble. You can see that the email scoring score is actually very low. So they're running into a lot of issues. You can see that the emails, everything's wrong for this one, but the platform just helps you. Let's say that you're Oak and Luna, for instance, for the sake of the example. The platform just help you benchmark yourself against all your competitors at the same time. You know that you're sending less emails than on average your competitors are sending. You know that you have a better deliverability, but you're not 100% safe either. That you, however, are optimizing your mails better than the others. And you're sending fewer promotions. And you can know this just in a click using Panoramata. And if you were just wondering, okay, what are the 12 emails Midjourney has been sending during the period, you can just click here. You're going to get them. And of course, on Panoramata, you can get much more than just the email side of things that I've just shared. You have the same thing on the ads side of things as well. Pretty much the same thing here. If I want to get the ads of any of my competitors, same thing with the social networks, with the landing pages. If you want to know exactly in details, which company is sending the most email, how many discount, which kind of discount, that's data that you can get organized for you on Autopilot using Panoramata. There's, of course, much more to the platform, but in order to help you send better emails, Panoramata is a great way for you to keep track of every single thing your competitors have been up to, so you can gather competitive intelligence on Autopilot, get recommendations as well on campaigns that you should create, better content that you could create to engage with your audience, and then, of course, benchmark yourself against the others as well, just to understand how do you compare against them. And one of the best feature we all use here are, of course, the searches. And here on Panoramata, you can have access to an almost unlimited amount of email, newsletter, examples. I'm going to type allergy, for instance, get access to every single email mentioning allergy that we have on the platform. That's great. And indeed, I'm specifically looking into the pet industry. And here you can find really the best examples, the best inspiration when it comes to email marketing. So you're sure that you're sending the most relevant emails to your audience. Improve your deliverability, improve your open rates, your click rates, your email marketing strategy overall, and grow your business. That's why we're here for. If you're watching the replay, then all good. Leave me a comment if you'd like to. Subscribe to the channel where we'll be posting the replays every week too. And thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. And yep, perfect. Wherever you are in the world, have an amazing day. Take care. Bye-bye.